India, the USA, Great Britain, the Netherlands, Venezuela. People from these and many other countries of the world live with us side by side. They are working, starting families, growing up children and simply enjoying life in Kazakhstan. In our program Connecting Cultures, they share their stories that had occurred before they came to Kazakhstan and after they arrived here. From them we will learn how the experience of staying in our country has changed their destinies. Life consists of a multitude of moments. Each moment is unique. The hero of our program, Kim Hyun-doo, tries to capture the brightest ones in order to depict the big picture of life, of the universe. Our hero comes from South Korea. Kim Hyun-doo spent his childhood years mostly with his two brothers. During winter time, they, like other children, enjoyed sledding. And in summer, the boy spent almost all the time fishing. Thus, fishing has been one of the favorite activities of our hero all his life. What do you remember about yourself when you were a child?
근데 제가 어렸을 때는 건강이 좀 안 좋았던 것 같아요.
I remember that I had a weak health in my childhood. Currently, I do not look as a strong man, and being a child, I was weak, as I mentioned. I was slow-moving and loved to dream or think about something. And my favorite hobby was drawing.
어렸을 때부터 그림 그리는 걸 좋아했어요.
Are you from a large family? Yes, I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. We didn't often spend time together, as they were older than me, and with other 2 brothers, one of which was born 1 year before me, and the other one born after me, we spent much time together and played as well. I remember I thought that my parents loved my eldest brother and the youngest one more. I was the middle child in my family, that's why I didn't feel the same love from my parents, while other children received it from them. Constantly, I had such an opinion. When I shared my thoughts regarding the lack of parental care and attention with my parents, they told me, "No, what are you telling? We love all of you equally." But, for example, according to the way we were fed, I paid attention that my older brother was always given the biggest portion of meal, as well as the youngest one, because he needed to grow fast. And it seemed to me that I was given a small portion of meal. What did you aspire to when you were young? When I studied at school, I dreamt of being a scientist. As I was a child, I often heard the location of the moon is Turkey, and bread was baked from it there. Thus, I wanted to invent a rocket that would let me to get to the moon. And when I studied at the university, I wanted to be an artist. But my family didn't allow me to become an artist, as the family had a difficult financial situation. They wanted me to earn money after graduation. Therefore, almost nothing of what I dreamt in my childhood was realized afterwards. Kim Hyun-doo graduated from the university in Korea with PhD degree in administration and management. Despite getting education in the sphere not connecting with art, the hero of our program has never given up on his art. And his subsequent enthusiasm for photography has deepened into his favorite hobby for all his life. This activity has led him to discover new facets of his mastery as an artist, using not a brush, but a camera lens to depict unique beauties of nature. Could you tell us how have your interest for photography been started? In my school years, I was keen on drawing, and when I came to Kazakhstan and saw all the beauty of local nature, I asked myself, maybe I should paint a picture, but I decided to choose a photography art. There are so many diverse and wonderful landscapes here that it's even impossible to imagine. Why photography? What does mean photography for you? Is it your job, hobby or way to communicate? Photographing is one of my hobbies. I have my main job, and when I get tired from it or receive stress, I prefer outdoor recreation to relax. While I admire the scenery and take pictures of it, I find calm and peace there. There are a lot of places in Kazakhstan which give a real peace of mind.
마음에 평안을 줄 수 있는 그런 아름다운 자연이 있어요.
Do you have a favorite place in Kazakhstan for taking photos?
카자흐스탄에서 제가 마음에 든 건 사실은
As soon as I started taking pictures, I came to the conclusion that spring is the best season for photographing. There is a wide steppe full of flowers at that season of the year. And my favorite place that I often go to take pictures is the border territory between Shymkent and Taras.
사실은 잠굴하고 침케트 사이에 있는 곳인데
The nature of Kazakhstan in its various states has become our hero's pet subject. Using information taken from stories of the local people and his own curiosity, Mr. Kim travels across the vast expanses of the country, reaching its remotest and intact corners. While living here for many years, the hero of our program has managed to study flowering time in various plants, and now he knows when it's better to take pictures of flower valleys in order to depict picturesque surroundings as bright as possible. Mr. Kim has already created a series of photographs called Paradisiacal Field of Flowers, which, like his many other truly admirable works, has been represented at an exhibition recently held in the city of Almaty. What topics are you trying to cover at the exhibitions of your works in Kazakhstan? My first exhibition was held in Kazakhstan 2010. At that time, I tried to develop a theme of my work that was Kazakhstan, the country that won my heart. I had chosen this topic for my exhibition as I admired by the nature of Kazakhstan, and the nature inspired me with its beauty. And this is my second personal exhibition, which is titled as Kazakhstan is the Paradise Garden. I think if there had been a possibility to visit the goddess of the heavenly paradise, it would have been possible to ensure these paradise gardens are reflected here in Kazakhstan. What kind of success have you achieved in this field? Subsequently, there is a lot of difference in my photographs which I took at the very beginning of my work and those which have been made recently. I mean, when I saw a beautiful scenery of nature, I tried to capture it as soon as possible, but it was before. Currently, I think regarding foreshortening of photography to express all the beauty of nature to the best of my abilities. Also, I pay attention to the light, to the way it falls on photographing objects. When I have a look at my first works, I think, is it real art? I have a friend who visited Kazakhstan during 10 years. He also was impressed by the nature of Kazakhstan as I was at the first time. Every time when he visited this country, we went to photograph the local nature together. One day we decided to organize a joint exhibition of our works. The exhibition took place in Korea, in Daejeon city, and what is remarkable, it was visited by many people. Our hero's friends and colleagues from Korea, seeing the whole beauty of Kazakhstan captured in his works posted on the internet for public viewing, gather in groups and come to this country to create their own photo masterpieces. Thus, Mr. Kim contributes to the cultural exchange between Kazakhstan and Korea. Besides photography, what are your other activities which bring you joy?
저는 사진 찍는 거 위해 낚시를 굉장히 좋아해요.
I love fishing because it gives peace to my soul. And for me, it doesn't matter how much fish I will catch.
고기를 많이 잡고 적게 잡고 그건 그렇게 중요하지 않아요.
For me, it's important that when I look at the water surface, I feel a sense of peace.
그리고 무엇인가를 미래를 위해서 생각할 수 있는 그런 여유를 갖게 돼요.
Constantly, water makes me think about the future. I like to go fishing to the Ili River, and when I have a lot of time, I go to Lake Balkhash. In addition, if I have a lot of free time, I prefer playing big-time tennis. I have started to play this game as it's useful for health. Usually a human has a lot of hobbies, but I prefer photography, fishing and big-time tennis to something else. However, also, I love reading.
책을 읽는 것을 좋아해요.
When I studied in high school, I watched a Russian movie. I received a great impression from this movie and decided to go to Russia in order to learn more about this country. Nevertheless, I wasn't able to go there immediately, as I first entered the university and then began to work as an engineer. I went to work to the Middle East. While staying in the Middle East, the hero of our program began to feel the desire to go to Russia even more. Soon after our hero returned to his homeland, he met there his future wife. Kim Hyun-doo shared his wish to go to Russia with his spouse. Then they both visited Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. According to our hero, he and his wife liked Kazakhstan most of all. This country won their hearts. Therefore, they took a decision to come back here for a longer period.
Как стала складываться ваша жизнь в Казахстане?
Please describe your life in Kazakhstan. First time I arrived in Kazakhstan in 1996. I spoke neither Kazakh nor Russian. Thus, I decided to enter the Kazakh National University, where I studied the Russian language. At the same time, I started to communicate with members of the local Korean community. I wanted to get to know them better, as we have common race. Constantly, I went to Jibek, Kostanay and Uсть-Kamenogorsk to understand about their life here. I started to do research work to find out what difference is between dialects of the Korean language, which is spoken by the local Koreans and which is used in South Korea. Subsequently, I wanted to teach them that speech which is used in South Korea. Currently, I teach all the local people of Kazakhstan the Korean language in the Korean Cultural Center. Besides, recently, I have opened my own language center, where I teach Korean as well. I have noticed that people of other nationalities have an interest in the Korean language. That's why I try to teach all people who have a desire to learn this language.
그래서 관심이 많습니다. 그래서 그들에게 한국말을 가르치는 일들을 하면서 지내고 있어요.
What else do you like in Kazakhstan besides the local nature? Of course, I really like the local nature, but I have to say, when I went to the landscapes of high mountains and pastures, I talked with shepherds who live there. At the beginning, we just exchanged a few words, but during my following visits, friendships started to emerge. Their life, way of thinking and lifestyle touched me deeply. I don't know what opinion other people have, but I'm as a foreigner noted to myself that people of those places are devoid of greed. They're happy with what they have. For example, I was watching how they were shepherding all day, and I saw that they were happy with such a life. I myself a city dweller. As a rule, the city people have a busy life. The people are always busy, in a hurry to somewhere, and often do not have time to do something. In addition, greed for something appears over there anyway. However, meeting with people living far outside the city in a mountains area and communicating with them gave some peace of mind. Therefore, when my heart is heavy, I go to the mountains or distant villages. Talk to such simple, unsophisticated and not greedy people. It's a joy for me. What plans concerning creativity do you have regarding this country? Of course, I want to demonstrate the extraordinary beauty of the nature of Kazakhstan to all people over the world. There are many people of different nationalities in Kazakhstan, which are closely coexist with one another, but at the same time they all keep their culture and have their own way of life. So I have a wish to take photographs of people, members of different ethnic groups, to capture their faces, lives and culture, and then to show all this at my next photography exhibition. Are you going to stay in Kazakhstan or looking for a new inspiration in other countries? I can say that I don't want to leave the country for now. I used to live in Almaty, as I have been living here for almost 20 years. And even when I retire, I want to devote another 10 years to Kazakhstan. This country is a second home for me. I think that when I grow old, I will not be bothered to live here, and nowhere else it would be as good as it's here in Kazakhstan. So I think that I will probably live to Korea only, or stay here forever. According to Mr. Kim, modern city people live in vanity. Consequently, they do not have time even to look in the sky. In his opinion, in order to become a truly happy man, a person should live in harmony with nature. The hero of our program, Kim Hyun-doo, possesses such creative qualities that let him not just take beautiful pictures, but depict in his works the whole wealth of the nature of Kazakhstan. It makes his photographs valuable in the eyes of people of foreign countries as well as of the nation of Kazakhstan. Our hero's masterpieces make it possible for the local people to see the beauty of their country in a different light and feel pride for their homeland.